Here we're going to look at how to draw in multiple axes in AutoCAD. So the first thing before we get going here is I would recommend probably against doing this unless you're trying to do something really, really quick and rough. It's not nearly the 3D program that some of the other 3D programs we use are. So just keep that in mind when you're doing things like this. There's a lot of tutorials online that talk about the UCS, and that is one way to do this, but I'm going to show a different way that should be a bit more comfortable with the way of drawing that you guys have been getting used to. So the first thing we're going to do is this little minus button. Your screen might not look exactly like this, but in the top of your viewport there's a little minus button. It probably says top next to it. That means that we're in top view, and then we're in 2D wireframe mode here. So we can click that minus button, and if we go to viewport configuration list and then we do for equal, this will then look something like what a screen would look like in Rhino. So we can click on each viewport. You see how they change color when we click on them. You have your top view here. Then we can set something up like an isometric. We can set up, let's say, a left view here, and then a front view here. And obviously as you're going, you can go through and change these views if you need to. So as we go through, you'll see that if we try to draw a shape, we try to draw it in that axis, it will draw in the front view. If we try to go into this view, we can draw a rectangle. And then if we click into this view, it will also draw a rectangle. The important thing here, and the thing that I found a little bit frustrating when I was going through and doing these, was that you actually need to be already highlighted in the viewport that you want to draw in. So let's say I draw a rectangle here, and then I want to draw something that goes up from this shape that I've drawn here. So if I click in here, what I can do is I can actually take a polyline, and then if I click in here, it will allow me to snap to whatever I want to snap to, but it's going to by default draw in whatever viewport I'm in here. So if I go then vertically, you'll see it then draws a line vertically, and so on. So you can use these tools to do 3D actions. So here, let's look at if we draw just a rectangle in this view, and then if we want to go into this view, and let's run the rotate command. So I'm just going to show what you might have to do once you get the drawing done. So you see how in our 3D view, we're actually looking at something that is a 3D drawing here. So you're not going to want to have that when you're producing your final drawings for a studio or for fabrication or anything like that. So if we go into our top view and we type the command flatten, we'll do remove hidden lines. We'll just say no. Then you'll see that that's going to project it to the C-plane that I'm in, that I had selected. So that's how you would go through and actually project that drawing down to the C-plane. You see that the geometry of that physically changed in the 3D viewport. But if you were drawing something like a sun path or something in one of the front or left or right views, and then you wanted to actually project that down to make a 2D drawing out of it, you would use that flatten command in order to do it with your top view selected. Then if you want to go back to just having your top view, we can again click the little plus sign. We can go to viewport configuration, and we can just go to single, and then you'll see we're back in our 2D drawing environment. So not the smoothest workflow, but it can be done in AutoCAD. So this is how I would recommend doing it. There's ways to do it by using this little sort of gumball over here and the UCS, but I'm not going to get into those because I got very confused doing those, and I think they're not the best tools and not the best way to do this.